Some girls like to cook and sew. When I cook, it's in a show. I was born to entertain. Some girls prefer to help mom clean. I'd rather learn a dance routine. I was born to entertain. Instead of walking, I go flapping. When I tap, I make it happen. Mom says I've got Broadway on the brain. Don't get too comfy in that seat. When I strut my stuff, you'll be on your feet. I was born to sing and dance. Not every showbiz Cinderella has got to come from Pocatello. My star will rise like bubbles in champagne. By now you've guessed my one ambition. It's not to be no mathematician. I was born to amuse, from the tip of my nose to the top of my shoes. So strike up the band, hand me my hat and my cane, 'cause I was born to entertain. I'm a little bit in love. Never felt this way before. Just a little bit in love, or perhaps a little bit more. When he looks at me, everything's hazy and all out of focus. When he touches me, I'm in the spell of a strange hocus pocus. It's so, I don't know. I'm so, I don't know, but I know if it's love, then it's lovely. It's so nice to be alive when you meet someone who bewitches you. Will he be my all, or did I just fall a little bit in love? When he looks at me, everything's hazy and all out of focus. When he touches me, I'm in the spell of a strange hocus pocus. It's so, I don't know. I'm so, I don't know, but I know if it's love, then it's lovely. It's so nice to be alive when you meet someone who bewitches you. Will he be my all, or did I just fall a little bit in love? Okay, I don't know if everybody's here, if there's any stragglers, but I'm just gonna start the tour. Hi, I'm Marissa. Hi. Welcome to Alcott College for Women, founded in 1895. You are here because we are the best. You know the saying, Smith to bed, Mount Holyoke to wed, and Alcott to run your company. But our grads aren't all CEOs. We have novelists, journalists, painters, lawyers, doctors, philanthropists, architects, and professors. Yes, right, and mothers. But you probably know all that. That's why you're here. No, Gloria Steinem didn't go here. No, not Helen Gurley Brown. No, not Amelia Earhart either. Well, scores of amazing women, just not those three, okay? No, Aphra Behn died 100 years before the college was founded. No, not Gertrude Stein. No. 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 Okay, we're getting sidetracked. Let me show you the campus. Designed by Stanford White after an exploratory trip to Italy and Greece. It's a neoclassical, yes, right, imposing, isn't it? It gives a certain weight to our studies. We aren't fooling around here at Alcott. We are the future leaders in arts, business, and, no, not her either. Wait, I know you. You're the tour guide from Wellesley. You've been warned before. Don't let me see you on this campus again. I don't care if your girlfriend goes here, okay? This is my work-study job. I will not have this on my tour. We're not continuing unless you go. Just go. Please go. Okay, I think she's gone. Okay, behind me, the cafeteria. You'll spend a lot of time here, and the library. And this intricate structure to my left is the cathedral. Mostly, I said get out of here! Okay, I think she's finally gone. Okay, this way to the STEM wing, that's new, and also the theater, but you probably want to see the dorms wing. I said get out! These are very popular in Italy. It's the land of naked marble bars, something we don't see a lot in Winston-Salem. That's the land of corduroys. I'm just someone in an old museum, far away from home as someone can go. And the beauty is I still meet people I know. Hello, this is wanting something, this is reaching for it, this is wishing that a moment would arrive. This is taking chances, this is almost touching what the beauty is. I don't understand a word they're saying. I'm as different here as different can be. But the beauty is I still meet people like me. Everyone's a mother here. a father or a son. I think if I had a child, I would take such care of her, then I wouldn't feel like one. I've hardly met a single soul, but I am not alone. I feel known. This is wanting something. This is praying for it. This is holding breath and keeping fingers crossed. This is counting blessings. This is wondering when I'll see that boy again. I've got a feeling he's just a someone too. And the beauty is when you realize someone could be looking for a someone like you. A C? A C? I got a C on my coat hanger sculpture? How could anyone get a C in coat hanger sculpture? May I ask a question? Was I judged on the piece of sculpture itself? If so, is it not true that time alone can judge a work of art? Or perhaps I was judged on my talent. If so, is it right that I be judged on a part of life over which I have no control? Or perhaps I was judged on what I had learned about this project. If so, then were not you, my teacher, also being judged on your ability to transmit your knowledge to me? Are you willing to share my C? Or perhaps I was judged on the quality of the coat hangers out of which my creation was made. Now, is this not also unfair? Am I to be judged by the quality of coat hangers used by the dry cleaning establishment that returns our garments? Is that not the responsibility of my parents? Should they not share my C? Thank you, Miss Othmar. Days can be sunny with never a sigh. Don't need what money can buy. Birds in the trees sing their day full of song. Why shouldn't we sing along? I'm chipper all the day, happy with my lot. How do I get that way? Look at what I've got. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my man who could ask for anything more. I got daisies in green pastures, I got my man who could ask for anything more. Old man Trouble, I don't mind him. You won't find him round my door. I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man who could ask for anything more, who could ask for anything more. I got rhythm, I got music, I got my man who could ask for anything more. I got daisies in green pastures, I got my man who could ask for anything more. Old man Trouble, I don't mind him. You won't find him hanging around my front or back door. I got starlight, I got sweet dreams, I got my man who could ask for anything more. for anything more. Who could ask for anything more? hate my purse. I absolutely hate it. If you're one of those women who thinks there's something great about purses, don't even bother listening because I have nothing to say to you. This is for women who hate their purses, who are bad at purses, who understand that their purses are reflections of negligent housekeeping, hopeless disorganization, a chronic inability to throw anything away, and an ongoing failure to handle the obligations of a difficult and demanding accessory. The obligation, for example, that it should in some way match what you're wearing. This is for women whose purses are a morass of loose Tic Tacs, Advils, lipsticks without tops, tampons that have come loose from their wrappings, leaky ballpoint pens, boarding passes from long forgotten airplane trips, hotel keys from God knows what hotel, Kleenexes that either have or have not been used, but there's no way to be sure one way or another. This is for those of you who understand, in short, that your purse is in some absolutely horrible way you. I realized that I was no good at purses. And for quite a while, I did without one. When I went out at night, I managed with just a lipstick, a $20 bill, and a credit card tucked into my bra. But unfortunately, there were times that I needed to leave the house with more than just the basics. So I bought an overcoat with large pockets. This, I realized, turned my coat into a purse. But it was still better than carrying a purse. Anything is better than carrying a purse. Because here's what happens when you buy a purse. You start pledging yourself to neatness. You start small. You start pledging yourself to neatness. You start vowing to yourself that this time, it'll be different. You start with just a wallet and a few cosmetics, and within seconds, your purse has accumulated the debris of a lifetime. The cosmetics have fallen from the shiny cosmetic bag. The coins have tumbled from the wallet. The credit cards are somewhere. Where? Where are they? There's a half-drunk bottle of water along with several snacks you stashed from an airplane trip in case you found yourself starving and unaccountably craving a piece of cheese that tastes like plastic. Perhaps you can fit your sneakers in your purse. Yes, by God, you can. Before you know it, everything you own is in your purse. You could flee the Cossacks with your purse, but when you open it up, you can't find a thing. Your purse is this big black hole full of stuff you spend hours fishing around for. So what's the solution? I tried spending quite a lot of money on a purse, the theory being that having an expensive purse would inspire me to become a different person. That did not work. I also tried one of those Prada backpack purses, but I stuffed so much into it, I looked like a Sherpa. And then I found myself one day in Paris with a friend who announced that her goal for the whole week was to buy a vintage Kelly bag. I had never heard of a Kelly bag. My friend looked at me as if I had spent the past half a century asleep in a cave, and she explained a Kelly bag was an Hermes bag made in the 1950s that Grace Kelly had made famous, hence the name. It was a classic, and my friend had been told that there was a dealer in the flea market with several for sale. How much was this going to cost? I asked. I practically expired when she told me about $6,000. Well, we went to the flea market, and there was the purse. I didn't know what to say. It looked like the sort of thing my mother would carry. It barely held anything, and it hung limply on my friend's arm. I may not be good at purses, but I know that any purse that hangs on your arm instead of over your shoulder immobilizes half your body, and more importantly, adds 10 years. Well, anyway, my friend bought the purse. It cost only $5,600. It wasn't exactly the color she wanted, but it was in wonderful shape. Of course, she would have to get it waterproofed immediately because it would lose half its value if it was caught in the rain. Waterproofed, caught in the rain. It never crossed my mind to worry about a purse being caught in the rain. Thank God it was time for lunch. We went to this bistro where the purse sat at the center of the table like a small shrine to a shopping victory. And then, outside, it began to rain. My friend's eyes welled with tears, her lips closed tightly. In fact, to be completely truthful, her lips actually pursed. It was pouring rain outside, and she had not had the Kelly bag waterproofed. She would have to sit inside all afternoon and wait for the rain to end rather than expose her purse to a droplet of moisture. It crossed my mind that she and her Kelly bag could sit there forever. She would grow old, although her Kelly bag would not. And like some modern version of Lot's wife, she and her Kelly bag would metamorphose into a monument to what happens to people who care too much about their purses. Well, at that point, I gave up. I came back to New York and I bought myself a purse.
Well, it's not a purse exactly, it's a bag. It is definitely the best bag I have ever owned. It's yellow and blue, so it matches nothing at all, and therefore, on a deeper level, matches everything. It is made of vinyl, and it is completely waterproof. It is equally unattractive in all seasons of the year. It costs next to nothing, and I will never have to replace it because it seems to be completely indestructible. And what's more, having never been in style, it can never go out of style. It doesn't work for everything, I admit. On rare occasions, I am forced to use a purse, one that I hate. But mostly, I just go everywhere with my yellow and blue vinyl bag. And everywhere I go, people say to me, I love that bag. Where did you get that bag? That is the greatest bag. The MetroCard bag. Buy one.
They said I was found on the side of a road. There were tracks all around. It had recently snowed. In the darkness and cold, with the wind in the trees, a girl with no name and no memories but these. Rain against a window, sheets upon a bed, terrifying nurses whispering overhead. Call the child Anya, give the child a hat. I don't know a thing before that. Traveling the back road, sleeping in the wood, taking what I needed, working when I could, keeping up my courage, foolish as it seems, at night all alone in my dreams. In my dreams, shadows call. There's a light at the end of a hall. Then my dreams fade away, but I know it all will come back one day. I dream of a city beyond all compare. Is it Paris? Paris, a beautiful river, a bridge by a square, and I hear a voice whisper, I'll meet you right there in Paris. Paris. You don't know what it's like not to know who you are, to have lived in the shadows and traveled this far. I've seen flashes of fire, heard the echoes of screams, but I still have this faith in the truth of my dreams. In my dreams, it's all real, and my heart has so much to reveal, and my dreams seem to say, don't be afraid to go on, don't give up hope, come what may. I know it all will come back one day.
Physics has a name for the things we can't see. Elsewhere. Like if I'm transmitting something light years away, the time it's in transmission, we lose it. And during that time, it's elsewhere. It's unknowable, irrelevant. My sister used to bury my favorite toys when we were kids. It took me a while to figure out what was happening. I would get a new doll and I would tell everyone how much I loved its yarn hair and its jagged smile, and before I knew it, it would be gone. When I finally figured it out, I was able to uncover some of my toys, never the ones I wanted most, but I found some by digging all day long in randomly chosen places. Eventually, my parents caught on and my excavations were shut down. Maybe I should have become an archaeologist. Are archaeologists lonely? Do they stay up at night thinking about civilizations they wish they could have been a part of? You know, loneliness is the one thing I can't get over. I accept that they're dead. I accept that I'm terrified of leaving the house, but I just can't stand how much it hurts to be alone. It burns with lack, the emptiness. I could take all the rest if there wasn't such an emptiness. Sometimes I order things I don't want, so the delivery man will come and talk to me for a few minutes. But he just drops off the package and leaves again. What about you? Is your job lonely? It must be nice talking to people all day. I know, but still. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I wasn't letting you talk. Well, I don't have a car, so I don't need car insurance. Hello? Hello? That's weird.
Out of my dreams and into your arms, I long to fly. I will come as evening comes to a waiting sky. Out of my dreams and into the hush of falling shadows, when the mist is low and stars are breaking through, then out of my dreams I'll go into a dream with you. Won't have to make up any more stories. You'll be there. Think of the bright midsummer night glories we can share. Won't have to go on kissing a daydream. I'll have you. You'll be real, real as the white moon lighting the blue. Out of my dreams and into your arms, I long to fly. I will come as evening comes to a waiting sky. Out of my dreams and the hush of falling shadows, when the mist is low and stars are breaking through, then out of my dreams I'll go into a dream with you. Look, it's her. Oh, what's her name? Oh, you know, her. She was in that film with that actor, you know, the short one with the dark hair. Oh, come on, you know, she was an expensive prostitute, and he was a doctor, I think. Maybe he was a chemist. Or was he a fishmonger? He wore a white coat, whatever it was. At least I think he did. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. No, that's definitely the one. You know, where she was in love with him, but he wasn't in love with her, but she decided to confess her feelings for him anyway. And then he told her he didn't love her, and he went off and married someone else. And then she cried and almost had a nervous breakdown. And then he decided he didn't love his wife, but he did love her, really. So he went to her and told her how he felt, and then she was still hurt. So she told him she didn't love him. And then he went back to his wife, and she cried. And then she went to his work and told him she didn't understand how she could have let her slip through his hands in the first place. And then he said he felt the same way. And then he left his wife, and he got a divorce, and they got married, and then they had a kid, and then the kid died soon after it was born, and then that's all I remember. Just moved into 14G, so cozy, calm, and peaceful. Heaven for a mouse like me, with quiet by the leaves full. Pets are banned, parties too, and no solicitations. Window seat with garden view, a perfect nook to read a book. I'm lost in my Jane Austen when I hear say it isn't so, not the flat below. From an opera wannabe in 13G, a matinee of some cantata, Wagner's Ring and Traviata. My first night in 14G, I'll put up with Puccini, brew myself a cup of tea, crochet until she's feeny, 8:30, not a peep, except the clock tick-tocking. Now I lay me down to sleep, a comfy bed to rest my head, a stretch, a yawn, I'm almost gone when do wheeze wah do da do do splittity fly tidy blip na 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 wee wee. Now the girl upstairs wakes me unawares, blowing down from 15G, her reveille. She's scatting like her name is Ella. Guess who answers a cappella? Zoot-doo-doo, fly-did-I. Zoot-doo-doo, fly-did-I. I'm not one to raise my voice, make a fuss, or speak my mind, but might I query, would you mind if, could you kindly stop? That felt good. Stop. 13, 15, 14G, a most unlikely trio. Not quite three-part harmony. All day, all night, we're singing zoo-doo-doo-zoi-doi as we do-do-do-doi-doi. Stop. Quiet, shout out loud, I've changed my diet, all because of 14G. Should we? Yeah. Oh no, my person's gonna fly.